Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 2 p.m. and the meeting is called to order. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the annual general meeting of our company, Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC. We hereby call on Northern Nigeria Flour Mills Safety Manager to give us a few safety tips for the meeting. Would somebody please take care of this light because it's becoming too much, it's on my face. This one and that one. I can't see anybody sitting there. The two of them. Yes. They either shift them up or switch them up, you know. Yes, okay, better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Standing on existing protocol, my name is Charles Isekwedim. I'm the safety manager of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC. In case of emergency, we have two, one by my left and one directly in front of me. Evacuation begins when you hear an alarm. We are expected to walk briskly to the nearest assembly point, which is located in front of the hotel. Now, everybody here has actually been counted, and of course, we can testify that everyone's name was written. So we're expected to also go through that order so that when we are taking the roll calls in case of emergency, everybody will be accounted for. Health tips. The World Health Organization has actually declared monkeypox a public health emergency that is of international concern. Why we are here? We're expected to put on our nose masks. We're expected to also sanitize our hands and also observe social distancing. I want to let us know that it is better to be safe than sorry. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Secretary Manager. Now the national anthem, please. My fellow shareholders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you to the 50th annual general meeting of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC. which has been duly convened and properly constituted. I sincerely hope that you all and your respective families are staying safe and healthy in these very difficult times. This AGM is being held by proxy in accordance with the Corporate Affairs Commission's guidelines on holding annual general meetings of public companies using proxies hereafter referred to as CAC guidelines. May I call on our registrar, Atlas registrar represented by Mrs. Olewesi Olulana, to inform us on the number of proxy forms received for this AGM. Ms. Olulana, where is she?
Those here present, distinguished shareholders, as registrars to Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, we received a total of 162 duly executed proxy forms amounting to 115,850,065 units of shares of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, representing 65.01% of the issued share capital of the company. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Olulana. This AGM is also being broadcast live to shareholders and all relevant stakeholders who are unable to be present. According to a recording of the meeting will also be on digital platforms. Hand sanitizers and face masks have also been made available at the venue of this meeting, and several other precautionary measures have been employed, including temperature checks before entering into the venue, and requiring that the attendees keep the recommended distance between each other. We would like to thank you our shareholders, in attendance physically, and all those who have joined us this meeting virtually for their continued commitment to the growth of the company. Please be informed that the microphone and amplifier a full agenda, and it might be helpful to explain that you will have the opportunity to second each motion put to the meeting. There will be an opportunity for questions to be taken on a particular motion only. Before the vote is taken, please be informed that the register of directors holding is available for inspection during the meeting in accordance with Section 275, subsection 8 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, Caption C20. Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004 hereafter referred to as KAMA. Information in that regard is further contained in item 6, page 10 of the annual report and accounts. Also in accordance with section 258, subsection 2 of the KAMA, the record of directors' attendance at board meetings is available for inspection at the meeting. The information is further contained on page 11 of the annual report and accounts. I will now introduce the directors present at this meeting. Next to me on the right is the company secretary, Mr. Theophilus. And on my right again is Alhaji Sanu Umar and Dr. Jimbirila. And on my left here is our able and capable managing director, Mr. Adrian Nedu. Right? And Mr. Emmanuel is our finance gentleman who pays your dividend. And on my extreme right is Mr. Ganiu Sani, the Accountant General of Kwara State Government and MD for Northern Nigeria Investment Limited, Kaduna. And I am Alhaji Rabi Muhammad Gorzo, or rather Rabi Muhammad Gorzo, the chairman of the board. And our company secretary, like I said, Mr. Theophilus Oguchi. The other directors of the company are joining us virtually. Mr. Boye Olisanya, who is the GMD Prime Minister of Nigeria, Mr. Paul Bededo, the Vice Chairman Prime Minister of Nigeria, and Mr. Waya Olalikon, Alhaji Salihu, Mr. Jack Joseph, and Alhaji Sadiq Usman, all joining virtually. The audit committee chairman, the chairman of the audit committee, and the shareholder representative on the audit committee, Alhaji Bello Umar Gongozo, is here, and the other members of the company. This includes Alhaji Sule Lawan Garo, Alhaji Lawan Sulangaro, and Alhaji Sadiq Usman. Joint auditors from KPMG Professional Services and Ahmed Zakari and the company, the firms of KPMG Professional Services and Ahmed Zakari Company acted as our auditors during the year and are represented here by a partner in the firm of KPMG Professional Services. And from Ahmed Zakari is Mr. Najib Imam, a partner. Other officers who also have in our midst the representative of the Nigerian Exchange Group, who is here to observe the proceedings. Represented here are Mr. A.B. Augu and Alhaji Tijani Maazu for SEC. Where are the corporate affairs? Okay, the corporate affairs is hereby represented by Barrister Umal Hair Aliyu. Nice to see you. And in the audit committee, we have Alhaji Isa Mohammed Barodo, Alhaji Musa Shitu, minority shareholder Mr. Augustine Meka Ezechuku, and Mr. Umwabu Hugu Bright, minority shareholder. Mr. Patrick Ajudu, minority shareholder. Honorable Bright Mwabugu, Haji Abakari Sharifat, minority shareholder. Be kindly informed that the chairman's address is on page 7 and 8 of the annual general report and the accounts. With your kind permission, I will deem it as read. Thank you very much. I will now call on the company secretary to read the notice of the meeting. Company secretary.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, distinguished shareholders, our regulators, ladies and gentlemen, standing on the existing protocol, so I go straight to read the notice of the annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 50th annual general meeting of Northern Nigerian Flour Mills PLC will be held at the Bristol Palace Hotel, 5456 Gouda Abdullahi Road, Farm Center, Kano, on Thursday, the 8th of September 2022 at 2 p.m. to transact the following business. For the year ended 31st of March 2022, and the reports of the directors, auditors, and the audit committee thereon. 2, declare a dividend. 3, elect/re-elect directors. To confirm the nomination of Mr. Omoboyede Olusanya, the GMD, CEO of Flour Mills of Nigeria, on the board of Northern Nigerian Flour Mill PLC. 4, authorize the auditors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. 5, elect members of the audit committee. Note, proxy. In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, the restriction on mass gathering, and in line with the guidelines issued by the Corporate Affairs Commission on holding annual general meetings using proxies, attendance at the AGM shall only be by proxy. Consequently, a member entitled to attend and vote at the AGM is advised to select from the underlisted proposed proxies to attend and vote in his stead. Dr. Muhammadu Jibrila, Alhaji Sani Umar, Mr. Augustine Nnaemeka Ezechukwu, Alhaji Borodo Isa Mohammed, Mr. Nwabuhohu Bright, Alhaji Musa Shitu, Alhaji Rabiu Damadara, Mr. Patrick Ajidwa, Mrs. Aja Bakar Sharifat, Malam Abdugani Usani. A proxy form is attached to the annual general meeting and is also available at this URL. All instruments on appointment of proxy must be deposited at the office of the company registrars, Atlas Registrars Limited, 34 Eric Moore Road, Igomu, Lagos, PO Box 3554, Surulere, or via email at registrars@atlasregistrars.com, not later than 48 hours before the time fixed for the meeting. The company has made arrangements to bear the cost of the stamp duties on the instruments on appointment of proxy. Dividends. The board recommends a dividend of 25 kobo, 2021 15 kobo, per ordinary shares of 50 kobo each. This dividend will be subjected to withholding tax at the approved rates. Dividend payments. If approved, the dividend will be payable on Friday, 9th of September 2022, to shareholders whose names appears in the register of members at the close of business on Tuesday, 23rd of August 2022. Shareholders who have completed the e-mandate activation form will receive a direct credit of the dividend into their bank accounts on the payment date. Closure of register. Notice is hereby given that the register of members and transfer books of the company will be closed from Wednesday, 24th of August to Friday, 26th of August 2022, both days inclusive. Audit Committee. In accordance with Section 359, subsection 5 of the Companies and Allied Matter Act, Cap C20, Law Federation of Nigeria 2004, a nomination in writing by any member or shareholder for appointment to the Audit Committee should reach the company's secretary at least 21 days before the Exchange Commission requires that some of the members of the Audit Committee should have basic financial literacy and be knowledgeable in internal control process. We therefore request that nomination must accompanied by a copy of the nominee's curriculum vitae. Unclaimed dividends. Shareholders are hereby informed that some dividends warrants have been returned to the registrars as unclaimed, while some have neither been presented to the banks for payment nor to the registrars for revalidation. A list of such unclaimed dividends will be circulated with the annual reports and the financial statements. Affected members are, by this notice, advised to contact the registrar at Atlas Registrars Limited, 34 Eric Moore Road, Igomu, Lagos, PO Box 3554, Surulere, or via this email at registrars@atlasregistrars.com. E-dividend/bonus mandates. Pursuant to the directive of the Securities and Exchange Commission, notice is hereby given to all shareholders to open bank accounts, stockbroking accounts, and CSCS accounts for the purpose of e-dividend/bonus. A detachable form for e-dividends is attached to the annual report and also available at this URL. This is to enable shareholders furnish particulars of their accounts to the registrars as soon as possible. The forms can also be downloaded from the registrar's website All mandate and records updates should be deposited at Atlas Registrars Limited, 34 Ulrich Moore Road, Igomu, Lagos, P.O. Box 341, Apapa, or via email at registrars@atlasregistrars.com. Right of shareholders to ask questions. Pursuant to Rule 19.12c of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NJX, Rules Book 2015, please note that it is the right of every shareholder to ask questions, not only at the meeting, but also in writing prior to the meeting. We urge that such questions can be submitted to the company's secretariat not later than 1 week before the date of the meeting. Electronic annual report. The soft copy of the 2022 annual report would be posted on our website and also sent to our shareholders who have provided their email address to the registrars. Shareholders who are interested in receiving the soft copy of the 2022 report should request by email to registrars@atlasregistrars.com by order of the board. Oguche Theophilus, Company Secretary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So, ladies and gentlemen, item number 1 on the agenda is to lay before you the annual general meeting, the report of the directors and the statement of financial position as at 31st March 2022, together with the income statement for the year ended on the date, and the reports of the independent joint auditors and audit committee thereon. I hereby lay before you the directors and the statement of financial position as at 31st March 2022, together with the income statement for the year ended on the date and the reports of the independent joint auditors and the audit committee thereon. Please note a correction to the report on page 44. Note the correction on the report on page 44, because I'm sure it will be picked by some of you. The total at the bottom of the page, the total should be 563,471 and not 63,471. We apologize for the omission at the time of printing. Before we take questions or comments on the report and the accounts, I will call on the independent auditor and the audit committee to present these respective reports. Mr. Najib Imam, a partner of the joint company of Zakari, to present the independent auditor's report on page 19, 20, and 21. Mr. Najib, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Chairman said, Board of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the joint auditors, KPMG Professional Services, and Ahmed Zakar & Co., I would like to read the independent auditor's report to the shareholders of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, PLC. Report on the audit of the financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the financial statements of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, PLC, which comprise the statement of financial position as of 31st March 2022, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive, the statement of changes in equity, the statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes comprising significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the company as of 31st March 2022 and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and in the manner required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. Basis for opinion: we conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing, and our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including International Independent Standards, IESBA Code, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statements in Nigeria. And we have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements and the IESBA Code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Key audit matters. We have determined that there are no key audit matters to communicate in our report. Other information. The directors are responsible for other information. Our opinion on the financial statements does not cover the other information, and we do not express any form of assurance conclusion thereon. Mr. Chairman, with the kind information, I'll be as brief as possible, so I'm not going to read everything. So responsibilities of the directors for the financial statements, page 20. It's also stated below. Auditor's responsibility for the audit of the financial statements is also stated below. So page 21, report on the other legal and regulatory requirements. Compliance with the requirements of Schedule 5 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CARMA 2020. We have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the company so far as appears from our examination of those books. The company's statement of financial position in the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. Signed, Elijah Radumoyi for KPMG.
The independent auditors and the chairman of the committee is here today to present the report. I now call on Alhaji Bello Umar Gongozo to present the committee's report on page 18. Thank you. Malam Umar.
Distinguished shareholders, I now read the audit committee report. In compliance with Section 404 Section 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the audit committee received the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2022, together with the management letter from the external auditors and the management response thereto at the duly convened meeting of the committee. We reviewed the scope and plan of the audit requirements and found them adequate. After due consideration, the committee accepted the report of the external auditors that the financial statements give a true and fair view of the state of affairs of the company's financial affairs as at 31st March 2022, having been prepared in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and in compliance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. The committee reviewed management's response for the external auditor's findings in the management letter and were satisfied with the management response. The committee considered and approved the provision made in the financial statements for the remuneration of the external auditors. We confirmed that the internal control system was constantly and effectively monitored through a
duly observed. My name is Augustine Nemeke Zechukwu, the President of Capital Shareholder Association. Mr. Chairman, we thank God for a day like this, for having the opportunity to celebrate this 50th anniversary. It is not easy. Considering the situation in this country and all the pressure and the factors of doing business is not easy in this country, and our company is still standing strong. Mr. Chairman, we thank you, the Alhaji Rabiu Muhammad Ugwazo. You're a very nice man, and anytime any company where we see you, the shareholders are always happy because we know you stand for policy application, you stand for diligence, you stand for corporate governance. Mr. Chairman, I want to welcome Mr. Omoboyede Olu Sanya, the acting MD. We should thank him for coming to our company, and we know that he has a lot of experience from his resume. He's a man that has seen a lot of things, has been into a lot of companies, and we believe his weight of experience is going to rub on our bottom line. We welcome him to this company. And we, the members of the shareholders, are ready to support him so that he can move more, do better for this company. Mr. Chairman, again, we have to thank you for the account we are considering today. Looking at our report, we see that the company has done very marvelously well by surpassing what we did last 2021. The projection and what we are considering today, the account is very robust. We're able to move from the last 8.7 billion to 15.21. That is very impressive. Consider Nigerian, the cost of doing business in Nigeria is not easy. We thank you and the management for putting so much, because I know whom much is given, much is expected. Mr. Chairman, I want to say, in the course of this business, we see that sometimes one of our distributors, sometimes we need to find a way to monitor the use of our facilities. Because some of these distributors will give them vehicles, so we'll give them some of our grants so that they can make do, so that they can improve on their sales. So we have to make sure that these facilities are used for our own purpose, not for diversion of opinion. Because I'm talking from the experience when I was one of those companies. You see, some of these distributors can use our facility to promote our competitors, which is not supposed to be. So we have to make sure we follow them bumper to bumper to see that what the purpose of these facilities are meant is being followed sheepishly. Mr. Chairman, we thank you for the 25 kobo dividend, which we are proposing. We are going to sign it. The members of the shareholders are very happy for this gift, and it's going to be one of the major motion we are going to support. I know nobody here will not be happy for this money, because you see the economy now, everybody is just struggling to put something on the table. Thank you for this 25 kobo dividend, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think I will not take so much so that other of my members can have something to put. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Augustine. Thank you. Who is next? Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, other erudite scholars on the board of Northern Flour Mill, distinguished shareholders, God bless you. I am Honorable Brighton Wabuogo. I am the National President of Aba Shareholders Association. Mr. Chairman, in a jiffy, I'm going to hand over the microphone to the next speaker to curtail time. So I'm going to page 15. This page gladdens my heart. It is giving me here now sense of belonging. There's improvement in this company. Page 15C on this annual report. It was stated here clearly that the management of this company, they're not biased. They have given equal opportunities to Nigerians, disabled or non-disabled, to work in this company. I must applaud the employment policies of this company greatly. Sir, I want to urge this board to state out number of employed disabled, if we have in this company. Let next year, let it be featured boldly that we have 1 or 2 disabled. What I want to say again in respect to this, sir, One, disabled or physically dischallenged persons in Nigeria. We have brilliant ones. We have brilliant, intelligent, physically disabled persons in Nigeria that can add bite to this company in terms of giving them chances to work in this company. I want to oblige this company to look inwardly, mostly in terms of employment, to employ them. We have some lawyers disabled, we have accountants disabled, so that they have sense of belonging. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bright. Thank you. Next one. Yes.
The chairman of the board of Northern Nigerian Flour Mill, the directors here present and those online, my fellow shareholders, members of the audit committee, regulators and registrar, I say good afternoon to all. Mr. Chairman, my name is Patrick Ajudua. I want to first of all to congratulate you on your substantive appointment as the chairman of Northern Nigeria Flour Mill. Please, let's give a round of applause to our chairman. This is the first meeting he's handling as the substantial chairman. We thank the former chairman for ably leading the board, and we pray that your coming or your resumption as chairman will continue to see the company growing from strength to strength. I want to really commend the company, the board, and the management for a well-deserved financial performance this year. Despite the difficult operating environment we are in Nigeria, they have been able to surpass their revenue by over 76%, and of course, they are able to return us more to profitability. So we want to thank you very much. I want to thank the flour mills for also their support. We are their chairman, their new MD, Mr. Lusoya, and all the rest of them. Mr. Chairman, on page 5, I would like to refer you to the needs and the clarion call from shareholders that you begin to look at the direction of having a female member on the board of Northern Nigeria Flour Mill. It is very important for us to balance and then include the gender diversity, succeed and perform better. Another issue that causes it is the devaluation of the currency. How much is the dollar now? And of course, what is CBN rate? You discover the margin is very high. How many companies can survive with this type of dollar rates? It is very difficult. So we are calling on government through this medium to look at this issue and help the manufacturing sector so that they will not go under. Mr. Chairman, under the leadership of you, our MD, the CFO, and all the directors on board, Northern Nigerian Flour Mill shares appreciate from 8 naira to 10 naira 61 kobo in the market. That is very commendable because it's a reflection of the growth. It's a reflection of positive thinking, and it's a reflection that the company is doing very well. And that itself will attract more investors, more shareholders, to the company. Please, let's give a round of applause for them.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I will look at page 44, note 7, under other operating income, and I'll be asking the CFO to please explain the negative value we have there of about 93.5 million. I don't know why the sundry income will be in negative and what really propelled us to that. When looking at that, is the clarion call for us to look at how we can be able to improve on our trade receivable. It stood at 9.6 on page 50 before, and now grew to over 222 million, which means then that we need to be aggressive in our recovery. Mr. Chairman, as I promise you that I'm not going to spend more time, I would like to draw your attention to page 52 in rounding up. And that has to do with the current trend whereby the CAC, thank God that they are here today, have instructed that before the end of this year, all companies in capital market must do their best to write off their unissued share capital. And that was why so many companies in the annual general meeting come by way of special resolution for us to address this. For now, on page 52, you will discover that flour mill is still having about 21.8 million units of unissued share capital. And as such, if you don't address it with this opportunity, it expires at the end of this year. And that is the rule. And that was why we have to look at it in order to write off that value, because it will no more be recognized by the corporate affairs. So it's very important that the board look at this, and as well as the issue raised on page 67 by the external auditor on the going concern. It states there that the current liability exceeds the current assets by over 334 million. Thank God that Alaji Sonuma is here and Alaji Gadun Sanu is here. They know what I'm talking about this. So the board must look at that direction, because those are things that are key indices for any investor. They show much concern. So we must drive the account in such a way to make sure that our assets is over our liability. I really want to appreciate Dr. Jubilee who came in. I thought he's not going to come in, but we thank you for coming in, sir. We thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
We'll continue to give you our support, and we'll continue to pray that Northern Nigerian Flour Mill will grow from strength to strength. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you. No, that's all. All right. Okay, thank you very much. For yan uwanmu da ba sa jin turancin nan sosai, na farko dai mun fara da shawar ga abubuwa na yadda suke canjawa, ga bayanin chairman da aka da ya riga yayi ya nuna yadda abubuwa suke tafiya a nan kasar, kuma muke ta kokarin mu yi abubuwa irin yadda ya kamata cikin rahamar Allah. Kullum muna cewa a yi addu'a, Allah ba mu sa'a, Allah ba mu sa'a. So to cikin rahamar Allah dai muna bakin kokarin mu ga cewa abubuwa sun yi irin yadda ya kamata su yi. Tutukan da ake kenan waɗanda suka tashi sun yi maganganu akan an ce za a bada dividend na kwabo 25, da kwabo 20, da kwabo 15 aka bayar, amma wannan karan za a bada kwabo 25 insha Allah. Kuma kwabo 25 na in Allah ya da wanda ya tura account ɗinsa gurin ita wannan Mrs. Olunaya za ta tura masa kwabo 25 nan Allah ya da gobe, bayan sai an ɗauki wani lokaci ba. Gobe nan kowa zai ga Allah, ni ma zan gani, kowa ma zai, duk wanda yake da sha ko gaga take, kuma mu da muke da yan ƙanana, in Allah da za mu gani, kuma Allah ya albarkaci abin da za mu samu ga baki ɗayan mu, ya mana jagoranci mafifici. Wannan da suka tashi suna tambayoyinsu kowanne ya tashi ya yi tambaya akan irin abubuwan da suka kamata. To za mu ba su ansa irin yadda ya kamata daidai gwargwado. Mr. Bright shi ya fara magana ko? Okay, sorry. Augustine ya fara magana. Augustine was talking about disabled staff, that we should be employing people who are disabled. Yes, exactly. And we assure you that we are employing them and we will continue to employ them. Some of us have disabled children in their houses, and we know what it is to have a disabled child. So whatever opportunity we get, inshallah, we'll continue to do just that or even more. And thank you very much for talking about our distributors. Our distributors, we are following them, we are doing our best, right? Things, as far as distribution is concerned, you know, the means of transportation, the level of insecurity, the cost of diesel, the cost of petrol, these days is becoming more and more prohibitive. But we are trying our best to make sure that we do whatever is necessary so that our goods gets to all nooks and corners, inshallah. So shi wanda ya magana akan ɗaukar gajeyu, mun ce za mu ɗauki gajeyu, duk wani da suka da gajeyu a gidajensu mun san me ɗaukar me gajeyyen mutum. Allah da ya bamu kuma zai bamu ikon yadda za mu yi da su, inshallah. Allah kuma ya mana jagoranci mafifici. Zancen kuɗin mai, kuɗin zirga-zirga na ɗaukar kaya daga nan gari zuwa nan gari, duk mun san zancen security nan da ake fama da shi, babu tsaron da ya kamata, muna ta fama da abubuwa da ya gasu nan, amma da in Allah da Allah zai warkar, zai fitar da mu daga cikin wannan tsarin, cikin rahamarsa, cikin ikonsa, albarkar annabinsa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's for you, Mr. Augustine. And then Mr. Bright, my brother, Honorable Bright, I salute you. By the way, Honorable Bright, you know I am Eze in the Igbo of NNFM. Okay? So you are honorable, and I'm a high chief. So the next person who asks questions is Mr. Bright. Yeah? Mr. Bright, it's you who talk about the disabled guys. Okay, Patrick, you have been talking. We appreciate your presentation and the way you praise us. We are sincerely committed to reassure you of the development of this company and all the companies where we happen to have some interest, right, in the interest of our people. We will continue to do that, inshallah. You are talking of page 51 in respect of the unissued share capital. We are very much aware of what the Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission is trying to do. And I assure you that before the time, appropriate measures will be taken. We have discussed this with respect to the shares of unissued shares of Plamis of Nigeria yesterday at our board meeting and our AGM. So I assure you that something will be done, inshallah. So you can be rest assured and have a sound sleep. It will not go for nothing, right? In respect of the assets and the liabilities, MD, right? We will look into that and address the issue, inshallah. Okay? Unless if there is any more question, right, we will consider this, and then I will move the motion for the, once again, thank you for your esteemed shareholders. Sorry, I'm just following the book now. Yeah? Okay. Once again, thank you, esteemed shareholders, for your comments and the questions. Having fully dealt with the first item, we now move to the other items on the agenda. In view of the nature of this meeting, and ensure that the voting wishes of shareholders is contained in the proxy forms are captured under Section 224, subsection 1A of KAMA and Article 38 of the Articles of Association hereby declare that voting at this meeting shall be by poll, except for the item on the agenda relating to election of members of the Statutory Audit Committee. Please note that only ordinary resolutions are required for all the items. That is simple majority of the vote would suffice for each resolution. We now come to the end. We will now come to the next item on the agenda. Item number 2 on the agenda is to declare a dividend. The director's proposal is that dividend amounting to 44,600,000 in respect of and out of accumulated profits of the company be declared. Further, that the dividend be paid on the 9th of September 2022 to shareholders whose names appear on the register in the books of the company at the close of business on the 23rd of August 2022. The proposed dividend amount to 25 kobo per ordinary share or 50 kobo. That the director's proposal for the dividend be adopted. Would someone please rise and second the motion? Okay, Alhaji Bismillah. Thank you. Okay, an ce za a bada dividend na kobo 25 kuma duk mun yi bayani irin yadda ya kamata, saboda haka duk mun maraba da abin da daraktoci suka yi na cewa za a bada dividend na kobo 25, saboda haka muna son wani ya goyi bayan abin da mu muka yi. Ga Alhaji Shehu nan zai yi. Mun gode.
Alhaji Shitu Musa is my name.
Alhaji Shehu na ce Shehu, sorry.
Alhaji Shitu Musa is my name.
Alhaji Shitu, yes.
I so seconded. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why we are here. Dividend.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Shitu. Thank you. Is there any question before the motion is put to meeting? Okay. Okay. I now put the motion. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by the use of the voting device given to you. On arrival, the independent auditor will act as the scrutineer. The registrar will guide us through the use of voting device and also conduct the voting exercise. The registrar, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, on arrival, voting devices were given to you. Please, can we bring out the voting devices? Because we need to activate them. So to activate the voting devices...
So, who have the voting,
So to activate the voting devices, please press any key on the device. Please press any key on the device. Any key. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Press any key on the device. Please, can we confirm that the devices are activated? Can we please confirm? Okay, we have 3 more people that have not activated theirs.
They have the representative here.
Okay, we have 2 more people.
We have some representatives of SEC here. And now if SEC is not here, is it SEC that is not here?
NGX, Nigerian Exchange Group, and Olaleko, the other directors are not here.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay, would somebody please check the system?
Okay, I think we are good. All the devices are activated now. So please, when it is time to vote, we need just 2 keys.
Who talked to you?
For this voting exercise. We need just 2 keys, 1 or 2. Press 1 if you are voting in favor of a resolution. Please, now we have not started
Yeah.
voting, so please don't
Yeah.
press anything again. When it is time to vote, please press 1 if you are in favor of a resolution, if you are voting in favor of a resolution, or press 2 if you are voting against. I repeat again, please press 1 if you are voting in favor of a resolution, or press 2 if you are voting against. Please note that if you press any other key apart from 1 or 2, it will be assumed that you have abstained from voting. So please, we need just 1 or 2 for this exercise. Press 1 to vote in favor of a resolution, or press 2 to vote against. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Sorry, okay, yeah. Sorry, I was just going through this again. Okay, Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, based on the results, yes? Are we there? Are they voting now?
Okay, thank you, sir. So we can now vote for the first resolution, please. Press 1. We are voting, yes, the resolution is for dividend. Press 1 to vote in favor, or press 2 to vote against. We have 20 seconds to vote. Voting has ended. The results, please. So for the resolution to declare a dividend, the result is as follows. We have 100%, representing 115,852,921 units of shares of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, all voted in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Olala. Thank you. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the independent auditor, I hereby declare that the motion has been carried unanimously. The next item on the agenda is re-election of the retiring directors offering themselves for re-election. You would have seen from the report of the directors that there are 3 directors due for re-election. In line with Article 71 of the Articles of Association, they are Mr. Paul Bededo, Alhaji Sadiq Usman, and Dr. Jibrila Mohammed. The first director seeking for re-election is Mr. Paul Bededo. I hereby move that Mr. Paul Bededo be and he is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Would someone please rise? Is there virtually? Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Hajia Bakari Sharifa. I second the motion.
Thank you, Hajia. Would someone please rise? Okay. Okay. Is there any question before the motion is put to the meeting? Okay. I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith.
We can vote now. You have 20 seconds to vote, please. Voting has ended. The results, please. For the resolution to re-elect Mr. Paul Bededo as a director, the result is as follows. We have 100%, representing 116,090,384 units of shares, voting in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olana. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the independent auditor, I hereby declare that the motion has been carried unanimously. The second director seeking for re-election is Alhaji Sadiq Usman. I hereby move that Alhaji Sadiq Usman be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I so do, Honorable Bright Nwabuogo.
Thank you. So, thank you. Is there any motion before the motion is put to the? Is there any question before the motion is? Before the motion is put to the meeting? Okay. I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by the use of the voting device given to you on arrival. The independent auditor will act as the scrutineer. I now invite the registrar to conduct the voting, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Voting, we can vote now for the re-election of Alhaji Sadiq Usman as a director. We have 20 seconds to vote. Voting has ended. The results, please. Please, can we remove the calculator? Please remove the calculator. Okay, thank you. So, for elect Alhaji Sadiq Usman as a director, the result is as follows. We have 100%, representing 116,480,484 units of shares, voting in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Registrar. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the auditors, I hereby declare that the motion has been carried unanimously. The third director seeking for re-election is Dr. I hereby move that Dr. Jibril Mohammed be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Would someone please rise and second this motion? Patrick.
I rise to second the motion for the re-election of Dr. Jubrila. My name is Patrick Ajudo.
Thank you, Patrick. Is there any question before the motion is put to the meeting? All right, thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by the use of voting device given to you on arrival. The independent auditor will act as the scrutineer. I invite the registrar to conduct the voting, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we can now vote. Voting has ended. The results, please. For the resolution to re-elect Dr. Jubrila Mohammed as a director, we have 100% representing 116,090,284 units of shares, voting in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olalna. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the auditors, I hereby declare that Motion has been carried unanimously. On behalf of all the elected directors, we would like to profoundly thank all our shareholders for the confidence reposed in us to continue to serve as directors in our great company and the promise to continue to act in the best interests of the company. I know that I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct the votes be taken forthwith by the use of the voting device to you on arrival. The independent auditor will act as scrutineer. I now invite the registrar to please conduct the vote. Okay. Okay, sorry. The next item on the agenda, yes? To authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. Mrs. KPMG Professional Services and Mrs. Ahmed Zakari and Co. have also indicated that their willingness to continue in office as joint auditors of the company. Section 361, subsection 1, in bracket B, CAMA requires that the remuneration of be fixed by the company in general meeting or in such a manner as the company in general meeting may determine. Accordingly, I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to determine the remuneration of the joint auditors of the company, Mrs. KPMG Professional Services and Mrs. Ahmed Dakari and the company. Would someone please rise and second the motion? All right, my friend, yeah, all right. Mr. Koru, thank you. Augustine, yes. The microphone is coming. Where is the microphone, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I so do. My name is Augustine Nemeke Ezechuku.
Thank you, Chief Augustine. Is there any question before the next motion? I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by the use of voting device given to you on arrival. I now invite the registrar to please conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we can now vote. Voting has ended. The result, please. For the resolution to authorize the directors to fix auditors' remuneration, the result is as follows. We have 100%, representing 116,090,384 units of shares, voting in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Olalna. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results presented by the registrar, I hereby declare that the motion has been carried, has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is to re-elect members of the audit committee. The committee is made up of equal number of directors. Then, in accordance with Section 159, subsection 3 of CAMA, members of the audit committee are subject to re-election annually. Alhaji Bello Umar Gongozo, Alhaji Lawan Sulagaro, and Alhaji Sadiq Usman have been members of the committee representing shareholders since the last annual general meeting, have indicated their willingness to continue. We have not received any nomination for election into the audit committee. Since there are 3 members contending for the 3 seats in the audit committee, I now call on the chairman of the audit committee representing the other members of the committee to please come forward for recognition to enable all the 3 members be re-elected by a single resolution. Alhaji Umar Alhaji Bello Umar Gongozo, Alhaji Lawan Suregalo, and Alhaji Sadiq A. Usman. I therefore declare that the members have been duly elected as representatives of the shareholders in the audit committee of the company. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have dealt with the formal business, and I would like to thank you. Yes?
You have to also tell us the 2 directors that are joining you.
Yeah, okay. I will tell you. The new 2 directors represented by the board joining the audit committee is Alhaji Sani Umar and Dr. Jibrila.